The new PAX 4 just dropped, and with it, I think we finally have the last piece in the puzzle for their new retooled lineup. They've got it down to 3 vapes, and this one seems to be the mid-tier model. Doesn't matter whether it's price or airflow or flavor, it seems to come in kind of in between the mini and the flow over here. Now in this video, I'm not doing a full deep dive review. I've only had this thing for a handful of sessions. If you want a full review, you should be able to get a written one at Planet of the Vapes blog site and check that out to be all kinds of tech and specs from our deep testing on that one. In this video, I want to give you my first impressions after a few uses. So let's check this thing out. There it is. I really do like this green. It's a really nice green. Then all your goodies that come with are going to be under the 2 flaps. Here we have a instruction manual, USB-C to USB-C cable, and here we have the PAX multi-tool that they've had forever. The flat mouthpiece is already installed, but here's the raised one if you wanted to put that one in instead. I kind of like this. Looks a little different, but I like the head better. And then over here we have a really long brush that's used to clean out the vapor path, just like the other PAXs. And then over here we have 3 oven screens. So pretty much everything you need there. Let's go over some tech specs on the PAX 4, and I'll start with the stuff that affects the vapor, because that's the stuff that I care about the most. First off, this has a hybrid heater, which means it uses conduction and convection to heat and vaporize your herbs. Classic older PAX vaporizers and the PAX Mini are conduction only, and the flow is a hybrid, so this is their second hybrid release. The vapor is tastier, the clouds are bigger, and the taste lasts longer into the session without all that burnt popcorn taste you can get at the end with some conduction vaporizers. On the airflow side, it's still restricted like older PAXs. Feels like you have to work for it. The flow really opened things up, and that's a wide open vape. This is not. This is a hybrid like the flow, but not wide open like the flow. It hits on a more restricted, tighter level like all the others, but the vapor is bigger, so you can take longer rips and it'll keep up. On the build quality, same stuff. Not a lick of glass. It's really nice and strong, pretty durable, and it's fairly small. When it comes time to load this thing, I think they've done a lot of work and I like it. The oven is easier to pull out, it's easier to find. The other one was easy to, you had to push it one in and it would pop out. This one, there's notches on either side, you can just pull that out. Pretty similar oven lid. And then they've got a nice slopey loading dock so that all your herbs just kind of direct themselves into the oven. And then down below, after you've filled it, you've filled an oven that's the same size as their mini and the bigger ovens of the past. This oven will still hold PAX pods and PAX dosing capsules like we sell at Planet of the Vapes. If you like those, they'll fit in this one. While the oven's the same size as those, you don't want it to hold as much. In older conduction PAX vaporizers, you would really cram that herb in there and pack it really tightly. If you do that on this one, your session is gonna cook unevenly. You'll get a really roasty, burnt popcorn taste towards the end. If you wanna avoid all that, pack it like you would a normal hybrid vaporizer. Fill it with a gentle tamp so it has plenty of airflow. And if you do that, you're really gonna enjoy the hits off of this one. The controls are gonna feel very familiar to anybody who's ever held a PAX before. PAXs are really simple. They have 4 lights they call pedals, so it's just 4 little lights that tell you what's going on, and then 1 button for you to tell it what to do. That's pretty much all there is to it. Really easy to use. You have 4 temperatures to pick from. The low temperature on this one starts at 374, the highest one starts at 428, and then there's those 2 in the middle for you. The heat up time on this one's kind of slow. It'll take 90 seconds from a cold start to get to temperature 3, and that's kind of slow by today's standards. That being said, it does continue to have the best session monitor in the industry. It's not a timer that just hits 5 minutes and tells you you're done. Instead, this has an accelerometer built in, and it keeps track of when it's moving around and being used, and when you set it down, it'll go into standby and then turn off. So it's a really smart way to go. You get about a 45-minute runtime. Takes about 75 minutes to charge with the universal USB-C charge port, and I ended up getting about 4 or 5 sessions per charge on this thing. Now remember, this is not a full review. These are just my early impressions after a few sessions. But right off the bat, I think it heats up a little slowly. I'd like it to go faster. I also would like the airflow to be opened up more. Ever since the flow, I don't want that tight restriction on my PAXs anymore. Now, I do like the vapor better. I think the clouds are better, the flavor's better, the heater doesn't get overwhelmed during longer draws, and I don't get as bad of a burnt popcorn taste at the end of the session like I do with their older vapes. Now, you do need to pack it lightly like I talked about, or none of that improvement shows through. It'll show up like an older one. But at the end of the day, I think this is going to be a great vape for somebody who loves the PAX style, the slow, sippy style, but always wanted better vapor, and you'll find that here. I think it's a pretty good vape. It doesn't introduce some of the problems that the Flow did. The Flow showed up with a body that got too hot during sessions. This one doesn't. And a short battery life. This one's got at least twice the battery life of the Flow, so I definitely appreciate that. At 250 bucks, it makes sense to me when I look at the PAX lineup. You've got the Mini at the bottom level at 150 and the Flow up at 350, and this one comes in at 250 in the middle. But when I compare it to the overall market, that's when that price breaks down a little bit. At 250, you're inviting some pretty stiff competition, and I don't see a whole lot that in this vaporizer that hasn't been done before. The combination of form factor and what it does is nice, but it doesn't bring anything new to the table. So I think it would do a little better at a lower price point, but honestly, we'll find out what you think. Thanks for watching. I hope that gives you a little bit of a feel of what this PAX 4 is like. Don't forget to like the video so more people will see it. And as always, subscribe. I'll be right here making videos for you.